it's Diane and welcome to my channel, Diane's Sewing Room. I hope you're all having a good day today. So I thought I'd share today something that I'm working on, and I think it'd make a really good Christmas gift. Now you may have seen these before, and I'm just going to show you a really quick way to do it, and it's an infinity scarf. Now what I'm doing today is I'm just making one to go with this dress that I'm wearing, because I like to layer up a lot of my spring summer clothes and the things that I make and wear them into the winter. So as you can see today, I've got a long sleeve black t-shirt on with this, and I've also got a little camisole underneath as well because it's cold here today in England, but I'm bare around here, so I do wear sweaters and cardigans over my dresses as well. But I think it's good sometimes if you've got like matching scarves and things to go with dresses during the winter, because it just gives you that extra layer, doesn't it? So I thought this would be really nice in a bit of scrap fabric to make one to go with this, and also to show you today because it's really quick and easy. And you probably know how to do this already, but if you don't, stick with me because it's a very quick make. And you could give these as Christmas presents because they are really nice, and they can be stocking fillers or they can be the main gift depending on what kind of fabric you use. You could go for something really special. And like I said, you can make them all different lengths. You can make them short, you can make them just a neck covering, or you can make them a really big full scarf. So either for yourself or for friends and family. So what I've done, I've got scrap fabric left over from when I made this, and I've wrote my measurements down here. So all I've done is I've cut this 170 centimetres long. So I tried the fabric before I cut it around my neck like this, and I looked at basically where I want it to go. So that's how I've arrived at my length. And then I don't want this too full because it is just basically to cover up my neck. I have enough layers on already. It's just to give me a little bit of extra coverage here. So I've cut this 35 centimetres wide this way. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stitch that together. I'm going to show you that in a moment, but I thought I'd just have a little catch up before I carry on. So I've been making a few things recently, mainly dresses and a few samples for work and so on. But I had a little pop out yesterday with my mother-in-law, and we went to Meadowhall, which is a shopping centre here close to where I live. And she needed to do some Christmas shopping, so I went along with her, and I got a few bits also, and we had a good look round while we were there. So I did actually pick up, but I didn't buy it, the new Burda magazine, the one for Christmas this year. And if you're interested in that, you can have a look at a few vlogs and blogs online that are showing the Burda magazine for this month. So one of them is Saturday Night Stitch, and I will link that below, and she's really good. She does a flick through sort of most months, so you can have a look through the magazine, which she always subscribes to, and you can have a look if you're interested in buying that. So I had a little look at that, but I wanted to pick it up in person and see if I did really want it this month, and I decided not, because quite a few of the things that are in there, for me anyway, because I did subscribe to Burda for just over a year, are patterns, dresses and little short jackets which are very similar to patterns I've already got in the Burda magazines, and also a few standard big patterns that I've got as well. So I didn't see anything that really jumped out at me. While it is nice to have the magazine and have a read through it, you have to sometimes think, is it worth the cost, and do you want that additional item in your home when you've already got these things? So for me, I decided this month that I didn't want to buy it, but it is always good to go and have a look and see, because for the amount of patterns you get in there, it is a good buy. So if you've not had it before, you might want to take a look at that this month. And as I said, if you want to have a flick through first, head over to Saturday Night Stitch and have a look at her vlog on the subject, because she does a flick through and you can have a look, sort of try before you buy there. So that's a good one. So I will link that below. A few other things is I've been jotting down a few notes for a few more gift ideas for videos that I might do. Depending on how busy it gets will depend on how many of these I do actually get round to. I've been quite busy these last few weeks, so that's why I've been a bit absent, but I'm hoping to get a few done ready for Christmas. So please let me know if you think you'll find those useful. And now I'm going to get on with things and we're going to start our scarf. So let's go and do that now. So I've got some light blue on from yesterday, so I'm leaving that on for now. And then I have my long piece of fabric here. I'm going to bring it right sides together like this. And we are going to sew down this long edge. So you want a regular seam allowance, so about 1.5 centimetres. From that edge, we're going to sew that all the way along now. Now when you've done that long seam along the side, you're going to pull it through. So you're going to pop your hand inside. Just pull that along. But you want to stop where it meets like this. So we've pulled it through to the point where it meets. So you want that seam to line up here. So you've got your seam here and here. Make sure that they are in alignment. Might need to just straighten it up on the inside. So now we're going to sew around this part, but we are going to leave a small opening, about 3 inches maybe, or just under. 3 inches perhaps. You do need to be able to get your hand in because we are going to be pulling the whole thing through that small hole. So we're going to start here just near the seam and we're going to close up that hole here. So I'm about there, so I'm going to back tack a little now at that point, and I'm going to pull that all through that hole. Pull it to the outside like this. So that pulls through really easily. And then this small opening here that you've just pulled it all through, you need to stitch that together with hand stitches now. So do that really small and invisible. Now, if you're not sure about hand stitching, you could use a really good match cotton and machine stitch it, but I'm going to hand stitch mine now. Now I'm going to go and give that a little press before I try it on. So here it is, so I've just popped it over my head. I'll give it a little press because obviously it was creased up, and what I did, I pressed the seam flat first all the way around, and then I folded it so the seam was sort of in the middle, and then pressed it again, but try not to get too many creases in it. So try to flatten it without making too many definite creases. So what you do is you've got it on, twist and then pop it over your head again. So I'm going to stand up so you can see that a little bit better, but that's just provided me with a bit of coverage now, so I'm not quite so bare here on my chest, so I'll stand up so you can see. So you can pull it down a little bit, or you can have it just doubled like that. Just arrange it how you want really. And as I said, you could make it fuller if you wanted a really big scarf, and also depending on what your fabric you're using, because you could be using a heavier fabric. This one is quite light, but it is doubled up, and that just feels warmer already, and that has made a really big difference. So it means that you can extend the life of your summer dresses, your spring and summer dresses, and wear them in the winter layered up with scarves and tops underneath. So I just think it's really useful and it makes a really nice gift. So if you bundled that up with maybe a scented candle or some chocolates or something. So I hope that was useful. I really like it, and I think I'm going to make a few more because I've got quite a few. scraps of fabric that are not quite big enough to make clothing or anything like that with. And I do use a lot of scraps on bags, but I've got so many at the moment that I think I've got enough for that. So need to do something different with them. So I need to do something different with them. So this might be just a thing. Now I wrote a few ideas down of things that I'm thinking of doing. So please let me know if there's any of these that you'd like to see. So one of them was a wreath. So I'm thinking of making a Christmas wreath. Now either an outdoor one or maybe an inside one. I've got some Christmas scrap fabrics. I'm thinking of using those. Candle jars, that's something that I've done in the past, and that is more paper based, so you put it on the outside. Really nice for using up your jars and brightening up the place on the cheap during the Christmas months. A party dress, now I've got quite a few of these, so whether I will be needing another one I don't know, but I have got a few patterns and I've got one on the board behind me that I've done before, so I may be doing that. There's a local place near us called Wentworth, which is really beautiful, so I'm thinking of doing a walk of that. Cards incorporating fabric, so a little sewing in making those. And I'm also plant-based, so I'm thinking of doing some vegan Christmas treats. So please let me know if there's any of those ideas in particular that you're interested in. That's all for today. So it was just a quick make again today, just a quick gift. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will be back soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.